Hi guys, welcome back. So today's video is going to be my purple palettes, just showing you guys my purple palettes, kind of talking about them and whatnot. So for this, I only chose palettes that are basically almost exclusively purple shades. I do have some like kind of rainbow palettes and things like that that obviously have some purples in them, but I didn't include those. Wow, my camera's a bit high, hang on. I didn't include those in this video today. Because it's supposed to be like more about like majority purple palettes. And I realized when I did this, when I collected them all, that all of my purple palettes are mini palettes, which is interesting. Not sure why that is, but that's the case. So I will just get right into it. If you like purple palettes, then stay tuned. Some of these are new, some of them are old. There's pretty much nothing in between. I've got two like really new ones and then three that are really old. So I will just get right into it. I'm going to start with one of the old ones. I don't think this is still available. Actually, I'm almost positive it's not. It is the Fabulousness palette from MAC. It's gross. It's got like this fabric top on it and mine got kind of dirty and yeah, it doesn't look great. It used to have like a bow clasp on it and that even broke off, so it's kind of like rough looking. But I wanted to start with this one because out of all my purple palettes, this is the most neutral and pink kind of toned. As you can see, it's like not really a purple. It's like the closest thing or the furthest thing from a purple palette that I still decided to include in the purple palettes video. It keeps on focusing for like 1 second and then going out of focus. But yeah, it comes with 5 shades, so there we go. Yeah, and a couple of them are very pink. The one in the middle is a little bit brown, but the two small square pans on the end are really like more cool tone purples. So I consider this a purple palette. Maybe you don't. I just wanted to show it because it's like I would call it like a warm tone purple palette. It's good quality. I really like it. I've hit pan, as you can see, on this one shade here. Getting close on a couple other ones. I really like it. I like the size. I just don't like the packaging, like, because of how gross it ended up looking now, and you know, yeah. So the next one I have is from Lancome. It is the Twirling in Tulle mini palette, and it is another cool tone grayish purple kind of palette. It's also very old, probably not available anymore. Just wanted to show you guys. So yeah, it's more on the taupey purple side. Just a little quad here. It's okay. It's so old now that it's like not performing as well as it used to. I actually didn't buy this one myself. I was gifted it from, I think, my mom or somebody who didn't want it anymore, so that's how old it is. I don't even know really how old it is. Pretty old. I'm saving the best for last because I have 2 new ones that I'm sure you guys have seen in my other videos because I've talked about both of them and done swatch videos for both of them. But the next one is the Urban Vices palette from Urban Decay. This was also gifted to me from my mom. It is a quad. It's kind of big packaging for a quad, you know what I mean? Like, it's pretty large considering, like, there's a lot of wasted space in here, but whatever, that's fine. And again, it's kind of a cool tone purple. Like, that's the kind of purples that I kind of like, is the more cool toned purples, the more gray purples, taupey purples, not so much like the warmer, like magenta purples. It's just personal preference, I guess. I'm trying to get this to focus and it doesn't want to cooperate. There we go. Almost got it there. Yeah, so there's 4 shades in here. It's great for like a quick, simple look. If it would focus ever, that would be fantastic. Not sure it's going to, but you get the idea. So really small pans in this one though. It's like really like definitely a mini palette, I would say. Again, older. I don't even know how old this is because it was given to me from my mom. But it's nice. And next I have the 2 newest ones that I got. The Violets by Juvia's Place. I'm sure you guys have seen this a ton. It's really popular right now on YouTube. Really, really pretty. 6 shades in there. Mostly cool tone, but there's 2 warmer tone purples at the top row, as you can see. 2 mattes, 4 shimmers. It's really, really good quality. I've swatched it. It's really nice. And the next one is the Sweet Violet palette. This one is interesting because the bottom row is all kind of cool tone and the top row is all warm tone, more pink kind of thing. So overall, I guess I would say, firstly, the first three aren't even available anymore. I just kind of showed you just for general interest, but you can't buy those ones anymore, and that's okay because honestly, they're my least favorite. I like these ones better anyways, so I wouldn't have recommended one of those to you anyway. But out of these two, I would say if you're trying to decide which violet mini palette to get, the Sweet Violet or the Violets by Juvia's Place, here's a couple things to consider. Number one, price. So the Juvia's Place palette is $13.99 American, I believe, and the Sweet Violet is $24.99 Canadian. So let me do a quick conversion and I'll get back to you in 2 seconds when I figure out in the same dollar how much they each are. Okay, so I looked it up. $18.60 is the Canadian dollar price of this. So it's $13.99 American, it's $18.60 in Canadian. I'm just gonna do Canadian dollars. If you wanna, you'll still get a fair comparison because they're both gonna be in Canadian dollars now. So it's obviously gonna be a little bit less for Americans. So $18.60 for this palette and $24.99 for this one. So this one is a little more expensive. So if you're looking at it just from a price standpoint, this one would be the better one to go with. In terms of packaging, I don't have a preference. They're both the cardboard packaging that kind of magnetizes closed. They're both relatively small, almost the same size in fact. So there isn't one that's like wildly bulky or anything like that. So either one, if you're basing your decision and thinking about packaging, how to store it and stuff, I think they're both equally easy to store. They're both thin. They're very similar in fact in terms of packaging. So that's not really a factor if you're trying to make a decision here. So far, 1 point for Juvia's Place, price is better. In terms of quantity, so like, I guess maybe not quantity, but like variety of shades. Obviously the Sweet Violet palette has 10 different shades and this one only has 6. So that is 1 point for Sweet Violet. So they're basically tied right now. Cheaper, more shades. Kind of makes sense that this is a little higher price point because you are getting more shades. Let me see. That being said though, I'm going to check the actual amount of product because although you're getting more shades with this one, they are smaller pans. So you might actually be getting the same amount of product. It just depends if you want a more wide variety of shades or just more product in general. So let me see. It does say on the back of both of these. So this one has 12 grams of product and this one has 13.2 grams of product. So yeah, this one actually has more product but less shades. This one has less product but more shades. So again, it's like, what would you prefer to have for the, like this at a cheaper price point with more product? It's obviously a better value, but if you are someone who really wants to play around with a bunch of different colors, this will probably be a better pick for you. Okay, and then the other thing I want you guys to consider is, do you like working out of one single palette and creating a full look using just one palette, or do you like to reach into multiple palettes to create a look? Because the one advantage I find to this palette is that it does have this neutral kind of base shade here, this like matte cream shade, and then it does have, you know, like a sort of a shimmery champagne-y peach shade, which can help to create like a full look if you want some color variants and stuff, whereas this one is strictly purples. So if you want like a nice transition shade or something to set your primer with and stuff like that, this is not going to have it. So if you're okay with reaching into other parts of your collection to create a look, then this would be totally fine. If you're not the kind of person that does that and you want a one and done, like I can do my entire makeup look with this one palette, then you're going to want probably this one. The next thing to think about is the mirror. Do you use a mirror on your palettes, or do you use a separate mirror that kind of stands on your table like I do? So if you actually need a mirror and use a mirror, this one has one, but the Juvia's Place one does not. So that's another thing to think about. So hopefully these factors are helping you make your decision. Just really think about how you use your makeup, how you apply your makeup, what your preferences are with your makeup, and that'll help you determine which one of these is the better fit. I think one thing I will mention about this one that I think is good is that it does have the entire top row of sort of pinky purples, like magentas, warm tone purples, and the whole bottom row is cool tone purples. Whereas this one, although it does have a couple of more pinky purples, like this one is really the only one that's kind of on the warm side, the rest are all cool tone purples. So if you like the more warm tone pinky purples, then I would definitely stick with this one and not this one. This one's really going to give you a cool tone look. If you're into cool tone looks, then you'll like this one. So those are kind of my thoughts about comparing the two palettes. In terms of formula and like quality, I would say they're both good. Like I don't see one as being overly like stand out better than the other. They're pretty much the same. I think personally, that's just my opinion. I'm not, you know, the most critical of like eyeshadow formulas per se. Like there are some that definitely like strike me as being really bad, but neither of these are that. So yeah, if you're in the market for a purple palette, especially a mini purple palette, these two are both new. Both came out very recently. You can create beautiful looks with both of them, and it really just depends on how you use your makeup, what kind of looks you're going for, and price point, what you want to spend, even though they are quite comparable in price, but this one is a little bit more. So hopefully this video helped you decide which one you want to get. And I thought it would just be interesting to show my older kind of purple palettes as well, because I don't know, just for fun. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're interested in seeing any of the swatches from these two, I have made swatch videos on both of these palettes, so just go check out my older videos and you'll find those there. But other than that, I will see you guys in the next video. I do a video every single day, so that'll be tomorrow. And in the meantime, like this video and subscribe to the channel, and then you won't miss the next one. So I will see you guys then. All right, bye guys.